The sun was merciless that afternoon, beating down on the cracked sidewalks of East Haven. 12-year-old Malik Johnson walked alone, his backpack digging into his shoulders. The straps had frayed from years of use, but Malik didn't complain. He was used to making things last. His sneakers slapped against the hot pavement, their soles nearly worn smooth. As he crossed a side street near the park, he froze. There, lying half-hidden near a row of bushes, was a girl. She couldn't have been much older than him. Blonde hair spread around her face, one arm bent at an odd angle, her chest rising only faintly. For a moment, Malik's breath caught in his throat. His first instinct was fear, don't get involved. Just go home. But his mother's words rang in his head. Malik, the world is rough. But don't ever let it make you rough too. If someone needs help, you give it. That's what makes us human. He took a shaky step closer. Miss? Hey, miss? Can you hear me? Nothing. Panic rose inside him. He had no phone of his own. He looked around desperately, and that's when he spotted a slim black phone clutched loosely in her hand. He carefully slid it free. The phone lit up instantly, the screen showing rows of names and numbers. The very first contact at the top was labeled, Dad. Malik hesitated, then pressed it. The call. The line rang 3 times before a deep, impatient voice answered. Hello? Who is this? Malik's voice trembled. Sir, my name is Malik. I don't know how to say this, but, your daughter's here. She's lying on the ground. She won't wake up. A silence heavier than stone filled the line. Then the man's voice, sharp and urgent. Where are you? Tell me exactly where you are. Malik stuttered out the cross streets, his hands sweaty on the phone. I'll be there in 5 minutes, the man barked. Stay with her. Don't you dare leave her side. The line went dead. The arrival. Malik crouched beside the girl, whispering little things just to keep himself calm. You'll be okay. Help's coming. Just hang on. Minutes later, the roar of an engine shattered the stillness. A sleek black car swerved onto the curb, followed by an ambulance close behind. The car door flew open. Out stepped a tall man in a tailored navy suit, his tie loose, his expression a storm of fear. His polished shoes clattered against the pavement as he ran. Lily, he shouted, dropping to his knees beside the girl. Baby, please, wake up. Malik swallowed hard. So this is her dad. He'd seen this man's face on TV once. Charles Whitmore, the billionaire real estate magnate. Paramedics rushed in, pulling Charles gently aside. Sir, let us do our job. They placed an oxygen mask over Lily's face, checked her pulse, lifted her onto a stretcher. The flashing lights painted the scene red and blue. Then Charles turned, finally noticing the boy standing there, trembling. You, his voice was ragged. You called me? Yes, sir, Malik whispered. Charles's chest heaved. For a moment, he couldn't speak. Finally, you may have just saved my daughter's life. The hospital. The waiting room was cold, the hum of fluorescent lights buzzing above. Malik sat alone on a hard plastic chair, hugging his backpack. He told himself he should leave, his mom was probably worried sick. But something kept him rooted to that chair. Hours passed. The doors swung open at last. Charles stepped out, his tie gone, his hair disheveled. He looked nothing like the glossy magazine covers. He looked like a father. "She's going to be fine," Charles said. His voice cracked, softer now. "Dehydration, exhaustion. She just pushed herself too hard." Malik let out a shaky breath. Relief flooded his small body. "Thank God." Charles studied the boy. "Why did you stay?" Malik shrugged. "I wanted to know she was okay." Charles sank into the chair beside him. For a long moment, the billionaire and the boy sat in silence, two worlds colliding in the quiet hum of a hospital. "You could have walked away," Charles said finally. "Why didn't you?" Malik lowered his eyes. "Because if it was me lying there, I'd hope someone would stop." Those words hit Charles harder than any boardroom deal ever had. Two worlds collide. That night, Charles insisted on driving Malik home. As the black car pulled into the crumbling apartment complex, Charles's jaw tightened. The building was old, paint peeling, windows cracked. Malik's mother burst from the doorway, relief and fury mixing on her tired face. "Malik! Where have you been?" She pulled him into her arms, scolding through tears. Charles stepped forward. "Ma'am, I owe your son a debt I can never repay. He saved my daughter today." Malik's mother blinked in disbelief. Her voice broke. "Thank you for bringing him home safe." Charles looked around at the flickering hallway light, the cracked stairwell, the neighbors peeking out from behind half-shut doors. For the first time in years, guilt prickled in his chest. "I build skyscrapers, yet children live like this." A growing bond. Days turned into weeks. Charles couldn't stop thinking about the boy. He found himself driving by the neighborhood, checking in, bringing food, inviting Malik and his mother to visit Lily as she recovered. At first, Malik was shy, overwhelmed by the mansion with its chandeliers and marble floors. But Lily made him feel at ease. She showed him her video games, laughed at his jokes, asked about his school. Soon, they were inseparable. Two children from different worlds, bonded by chance, growing into family by choice. Charles watched quietly, his heart softening. He had always thought money solved everything. But here was this boy, teaching him that sometimes, all it took was kindness. The challenge. Not everyone approved. At a board meeting, one of Charles's colleagues scoffed. "Charles, your image is everything. Associating with street kids? It sends the wrong message." Charles's jaw tightened. The wrong message to who? To the people who already think money makes them better than others? The room went silent. For once, Charles didn't care about the whispers. Change begins. Charles began investing, not in skyscrapers this time, but in people. He repaired Malik's playground, funded after-school programs, and started scholarships in the community. But more importantly, he showed up. He played basketball with the kids. He sat with parents and listened. The billionaire who once seemed untouchable was suddenly human. And it all began with one boy's courage. The speech. Months later, Malik stood on a stage at a community event. The crowd was packed, families, students, reporters, even city officials. His hands trembled around the microphone. "I'm not a hero," Malik began, his voice soft. "I'm just a kid who saw someone who needed help. That's something all of us can do. You don't need money to care. You don't need power to be kind. You just need to choose it." He paused, looking at Charles and Lily in the front row. Both smiled, tears in their eyes. Sometimes, Malik finished, the smallest act can change everything. The room erupted in applause. The legacy. By the end of that year, Malik's life had transformed. His mother had a better job, Malik had mentors who believed in him, and Lily had gained a friend who understood her in ways no one else did. As for Charles, he had rediscovered something money couldn't buy, his humanity. And so, whenever anyone asked him about the most important phone call of his life, Charles Whitmore would smile and answer without hesitation. It wasn't the deal that made me a billionaire. It wasn't the president or the prime minister. It was the shaky voice of a small boy who said, "Sir, your daughter is unconscious. Please hurry." Because in that call, Charles found not just his daughter's life, but his own heart again. Final message. We can't all be billionaires. We can't all build towers or sign million-dollar deals. But we can all stop when we see someone in need. We can all care. And sometimes, that choice, the smallest choice, can change the world.